don't know how to I just feel like it. I don't know how to Saba, Saba. Docteur, oui, Hélène. Ade Saba, Saba. Monde Gilbert, DP. Conseiller Taïzoué, Kaïba Lambert, les vrais faroteurs. Docteur Abima, pas vous? Nous avec moi, je l'ai dit. Yo de yo, Ade Saba. Je t'ai de yo là. Calou. Président, Denis Pélassé. Aïe. Est-ce que Baïa, les gars de Babouli, Saba, Afouba, Beau Pélassé, Émilie Beau, moi de Saba, nous, Saba, Saba, how Saba. Yalo. Deje tige. Abia weke. Décembre donné à quoi vous? Donc, si bon. Chérie, I love you. Yeah, yo. Yeah, yogo. Oh. Madame Odé Marie-Beth, Benjou Charlotte. I will say. I love you. Hey, mon amour, I love you. Hey, c'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. J'ai ton amour. Romeo, dis-moi. Oh yeah. I love you, yeah. Mon bébé, I love you, yeah. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. J'ai ton Romeo, give me one. Okay. Hopefully we are good. And to all of the analysts, the link is out. Let's get a program going. It better late than never. I'm Alfonso Z and so from the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. All right, let's get a program rolling. It's 8:36. Extremely running behind time here this evening. The Liberal managed to infiltrate an assistant for sure, but I would take care of him. So just welcome, just hit the share button for us as usual to invite someone at your company as we are about to get this program on the way. Okay. Good evening, good evening. I'm Alfonso Z and so of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. What a night here today. The Liberal, he called me this evening and threatened me that I was going to have an issue coming on simply because he wanted to come with his tabata. He managed to succeed, but definitely I'm going to pay back. The Liberal, Mally Jones, we have a work to do on this network, Sister Goyo and the rest of the folks. The Liberal now is acting like a Russian to infiltrate people's systems so that it can develop artificial issues. But folks, we want to thank you so much for coming. I'm Alfonso Z and so thank you for being this. You know, these things sometimes they don't speak the language you want them to speak. But I hope the sound, the audio is perfect. If that's the case, somebody give me thumbs up. I don't want no thumbs up from the Liberal. The Liberal is responsible for what happens. We literally got off the phone and I told him I was coming on. He said, "You sure?" And I said, "Yes." And two or three times. So that he's kid my cow he thinks that he's some kind of medicine man. You think you want to do stuff here? That's not going to work. Okay, guys, good evening. Welcome. I'm Alfonso Z and so of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. Hopefully the audio is going fine. Good evening, whatever you are. Tonight is All Things Considered, as usual, to every Wednesday here, where the analysts come and you, our listening audience. Thank you so much, Clarence, for giving me that thumbs up. Now I'm feeling the taste here. So it was the work of the Liberal. He managed to get away with this thing here this evening. And so to all the analysts, the link is out there. So you know, I have to send multiple links, but the most recent one is the link you can come on. That's great. And we sincerely apologize to our listening audience because we're really ready to running behind time here. Good evening, sister. Good to have you here. It's now so interesting in the politics of Liberia. It is where we find our situation. That's what we need to do. So we are good and happy to be here. Here he comes. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So, oh Terry, really? Terry, I'm so sorry. There your Liberal here. Let me send a link. If you guys don't get it, please just send a message in the group chat because I've sent it multiple times. So maybe it's not on purpose. Trust me. The Liberal want me to be a field guy here this evening, but that didn't happen. So just bear with me. No matter what it is, this is what we sign off for, and we'll do it. Something, if you come here to be the Bangba medicine man, I'm about to get you off. This is not funny. I'm about to get you off right now. You know me. I mean, I can pay that. Why you call me and you told me what was going to happen is ended up happening to my assistant, the liberal.
Yes, Mr. So. Good evening. Thank you very much. Nathaniel, 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 you know the people you got. Nathaniel Craig came, he called me. He said, man, the man threatening to beat you today. I said, yeah. He said, he told me, but I will take care of him. I said, by what? He said, you saw why I did in Rhode Island. You saw me taking the horn, the deer horn, putting it on the pavement, asphalt pavement. You saw that? I said, yeah. He said, watch and see. He said, you saw when we went to Iowa, and he died Carter. He said he started looking for it. He couldn't find it. You were there. I said, he said, watch and see. Conquer.
All right. Look, I'm not here for your tabata here this evening. Folks, it's better late than never. Good to be here. Sometimes these things I develop technical problem. Now, you see, Mana were accusing us here yesterday. Was that yesterday that we tampered with his camera? Can you imagine? Yeah. But I called him, he said, what happened? I said, well, the same thing that I took your camera off, that's the same thing that taking away my audio. Okay, gentlemen, good evening. Good to have you here. It's better late than never. Notwithstanding, nothing going to deter us to do what we love doing. And as far as I'm concerned, we do it the best way. Only one person on this network, always on the other side of the world. Notwithstanding that we will keep hanging in around. We have no place to put in. It's the order of the day. Terry, good evening. So welcome.
Yeah, Mr. So, good evening to you and Labor.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. We got to get a
So, Labor.
conversation. We sincerely apologize for the late hour here tonight, but you saw the technical problems. I think this is the third one before coming through, but it's better late than never. President Dennis, good evening. Welcome to the show and all of our viewers and listeners, wherever you are in Liberia, where in USA, let's do our favorite share the podcast. Okay, guys, let's get a ball rolling. All things considered, is here this evening. I love your suit. You guys, since you got this presidency, man, you're just indifferent. Oh, that was money yesterday. That was money yesterday. You ain't already to
Mr.
buy me.
So, Mr. So, that is reserved. You know, President, we are leaving small thing in the cupboard the transitional thing.
You're doing some clearing how you see the liberal in his Tinabo gown there too, all of that. Oh,
No, man, these are all old suits, Mr. So.
I
So,
hope you're not be one of the people that are going out. Yeah,
the
okay.
labor always wear a blue. Blue is a very beautiful color.
You're really drawn
Yeah.
into this guy. You are really drawn into this guy. I'm advising you, I'm talking to you, you're still not listening. But one of these days, you will get to know. You will call for live support for vest, and I will tell you, say, I'm out of, I have nothing yet. Okay, guys, good evening. Welcome. Let's get into the business. Kettle, the link is out there. If you don't get it to, just let me know because I've sent it multiple times. So there's an issue here, but I even Terry too, I did, and I end up sending it back. So hopefully it will be there. Okay. Here come my patron, my partners in progress.
Oh, Jesus.
Equal now, no parting. You know what? I think I need to. Mary, why not we do this? Let me pull Terry on myself so it
You
will
come
really be.
inside. You come inside. Your sister Nathaniel watching you. He said, "When you mess with me tonight, that would be." He already told me he watching. Okay.
Who is Prince? To say send it, to send it. Okay, good evening. Welcome. Marlene, you want to elevate your camera, please? So is that palm wine you'll be drinking or what?
I can be drinking some water.
The
The doctor
crack
advised that I
coming
drink a lot of
here.
water.
Terry, let's
This,
watch and don't say anything. Let's watch.
Yeah, probably they are getting the program here. Oh, they're going to trouble with one not drinking palm wine, the other one 14 year four way. He's supposed to go bros too. Oh my goodness. Okay, gentlemen, good evening. So welcome. I sincerely apologize. I know for you, understandable, but to the audience, it's very, very much good that when we start these things, we continue. Time is very conscious to as well. So to the audience, oh, the legend himself, right, the Honorable Arthur Zuckerman, the man who accepted our post and he never showed up. But anyway, maybe since CDC gonna he will come. Mr. Zuckerman, good evening to welcome. Then SJ Johnson, thank you so much. One of our prime time listeners and viewers here. Guys, let's get a ball rolling quickly here. All things considered, I want to start with my friend and brother, a good friend on this network. It doesn't matter who come in first. I am in
Of course
charge.
not.
I am running the
Of
show.
course. You're running
So
your show.
I am going to drive this train coming from the city of
Okay.
Pawtucket,
Go ahead.
going to another nearby city here. So, in fact, if there's anything, the very first person that can come to my rescue here is Mr. Jones. When
Okay.
something told will go get plane from California to Chicago to Philadelphia before he come here. Well,
Bring
Minnesota.
it man on. Man.
Okay, John Malley, how are you, bro, my dear brother?
Well, thank you for protecting my space. Want to thank you tonight for giving me the leverage to participate in this program. I want to take the opportunity to extend all the leave to the liberal and
But
welcome.
he gave me, did you say he gave you leverage over us? Is that what you suggested?
Mr. Toad, do not interrupt the
No,
program.
I'm just asking him a question.
That was liquor talk.
Wow, LPR.
The independent network.
Go ahead, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Toh, we learning from you. That was liquor talk.
Okay.
Yes, I think what's on my plate tonight that is a bit worrisome is this continual vandalism and out of control violence, or almost spraying around like beer is something worrisome, you know. And I received so many video. I even received a video from the Kolahun district today from one of my close buddy. Oh yes, it's like I think it's a premeditated things that are coming on now to undermine the UP party. I think this is where I'm coming from, and very soon, I think this militancy is going to be turned into what I call a physical domestic terrorism, and it has to be taken head on. Seriously, if we take it for a joke, it's going to be a serious problem. To be frank with you, because I think if some gentlemen will come together and say we're going to demonstrate in the midst of international visitors on inauguration day, it's not normal. It's not normal at all, and it's something to think about.
Okay.
With all our differences, it's not normal.
All right. Look, let me assure you, you are fully protected this evening. You're going to have all of the luxury of time to speak.
Thank you, sir.
You are within your real good zone to fly whatever height you want to go. So you are at liberty. Even when another person is speaking where you deserve to speak, let's let them know. I will let you. Yeah. How to beat a drum with
The independent network.
Yeah.
Mr. Moderator,
Go ahead, speak.
It seems to be I don't think you love me. You're looking at you opening my backyard for a lot of the taco.
Oh, I thought you were correct, man. You're not even correct. Let me bring in the liberal. Liberal, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Toad. Thank you very much. It's a wonderful show. I mean, I don't know exactly what happened, but well, it's better late than never anyway. So thank you for all the effort for making sure that we'll come on air. Thank you. Look, Mr. So, Mali's point is quite correct. But what I'm going to add on that is this. What these people, seditions that are doing these things, what they don't realize is that in defeat, President, we have won a lot. In the last 2 days or so, having conversation with different opposition friends and what have you, and think the stress to me, it makes me to realize that, President, we are in defeat. Truly, truly won, not the election,
I don't know.
but he won a lot.
Prince, where, 1 second. Prince, where are you? I'm not sure where you are. Prince, can I be part of the show? Obviously, we always accept people here. But let me have a conversation, with you. Let's do it. It could be this Friday or whatever. We can get and control you. Where you coming from. We start throwing bomb around here. So, Prince, yeah, we are open to that. I sent me a message. Let's have a little brief conversation before we can usher you in. Yeah, go ahead, Liberal. Just invite
as I was saying,
people.
President Weah won. He didn't win the election. But look, what he did, truly what he has done here in the last week or so, sedition, those hardliners that are upset with President Weah and trying to sabotage the incoming government, they will not be successful. What they're doing, those are the things that President Weah tried to avoid. President Weah, by accepting and conceding very quickly what he has done, and I will give him credit before any Unity Party member claim that credit. What he has done, he has allowed investors to truly want to invest in Liberia. To say if a country coming from a civil war, to have a young man to accept a result of an election that is not even 2%, but able to concede before the people start finish counting. Whereas here in the United States, President Trump still believes he won the election, 2020. Now, for President Weah to do that, he has opened the corridor of investment. And then I want to say why the Ambassador Bakar will try to improve on the investment climate in Liberia. I think President Weah has opened the door. So by these so-called sedition hardliner thinking that they're going to be hurting the incoming government, they're mistaken, because this is the work of the President Weah has done. So if they don't recognize these things, and it's not just in investment, people are now willing to pour their money in Liberia in terms of credit because they know Liberia is going to be stable. So I'm just saying, the point Malice made is quite correct. Why would you want to demonstrate when strangers are coming in to congratulate you? It just shows poor judgment. And that's one of the reasons why they were booted out, because some of these seditionists have no love for the country. And they will find that out, because sooner or later, the money that they used to get in is not coming in anymore. In less than 3 years, they will be broke, just like me. So, Mr. So, that's what I want to say. That's my opening this evening.
All right. What a long eye-opening, the almost United Nations address. Okay, Terry, good evening. Let me just bring you in. Let's go into your profile this evening. What are you considering?
Well, first of all, I'm considering to appreciate you for Sunday program. You really show independence and you show balance, professional work. Because
don't do that to me, Terry.
You asked Kev Hassan.
Will you please give Terry a chance to speak, please? Terry
all
is
the hard questions that I never thought you would have asked him, because the labor made us to believe a certain perception on the network that you were a sedition.
Terry, you know what threw me? You threw me on the bus.
Wow.
I'm not throwing you under the bus, but I just want to be living on the small, little bit. I must say this because I didn't have the opportunity on Sunday to tell Mr. So to congratulate him for his professional work that was done as a professional journalist. I must give him that, because there was some questions.
I hear you saying what the liberal say. The liberal person you as to say what?
To say that you're uncover sedition.
Yeah, from the perception he threw in at times, he try to put us under the impression that you are an uncover sedition. But from your position on Sunday, your professionalism, I cannot go with the labor on that note.
Wow, what a
I want to commend you for your professional work.
So, okay, so moving forward now, what is your thinking about me?
Very
No,
good.
actually, I know
Ain't
that
over
you
yet.
are
Ain't
I
over
know
yet.
that you are a professional
Mr. Cole,
journalist.
you interrupted, please.
Even though, to be honest, you have been very hard on Unity Party, which I think is for the good, because it helped to bring up the hard talks that will put us on a better footing, which is a good thing. But to put all jokes aside, you did a very professional, splendid work on Sunday, even though your guests were not forthcoming. But what I got on my plate tonight was that they scramble over the speaker's position between Musa Belete, or what his name, Fonanti Kofa, and the Unity Party candidate. There's a lot going on right now that we need to pay attention to that, because if the opposition, which is the CDC-led government right now, happens to win the speakership, it's going to be very tedious for the Unity Party to get their deals through, and Ambassador Boyka government going to struggle. That is where I want to lay my nets tonight.
You went in mind to my bottleneck heart and soul, because that is a very interesting piece to watch. And also, I've been monitoring the tweets of Senator-elect Amara Coney. There seems to be a little bit inside, not that really being hard, but from all indication, we knew CDC was drawn in. They were almost like literally on political life support. So people that come in to project themselves to be, we got to hold them we got to hold them up to as well. Okay, good. So let's have it now. I've been vindicated. The Liberal tried possibly he can to label me for whatever reason. I don't know. And interesting, I'll be having the general here. I'm doing the general will be here on Friday. Who support the candidacy of Alexander Benedict Cummings. Part of that is to get the minds, the thinking of these people. Why. To tell them, to give them the opportunity to tell us their narrative. Okay, guys, let's have the conversation. So, Jones Malley, what are you hearing from Foya? What, they're taking the chairs and everything from there?
No, I think they're not taking the chairs, but I think what's happening is that this statement that was made by His Excellency President George Weah, it seems to be like a poison that has gone down into the bone marrow of some of his supporters, that they can't just believe it, that they are out of the corridor of power. They can't just believe it. It's just like a miracle.
What is their fear? There must be a there'll be a bottleneck to this whole thing.
So there's a three fear here. George Weah gave, as you know and I know, he was able to prioritize loyalty over competency. You see? So he brought a lot of people in who were not qualified, but he get them job and even removed some qualified people. All right? He get them 6 years to build their backyard. But most of them were making fun. They don't went back to school to transform themselves into an employable material, employable career person. They never did that. So at the end of the day, George Weah's statement, it cut some of them pens down. By the time they woke up, it's late. So, and George Weah created a scenario where there was the climate of lawlessness. People did not respect the law. It's that people were taking things into their own hands, and the CDC created a massive proliferation of militancy. All right?
No, hold on one second. Is that on the CDC?
Well, it's hiking in the CDC. You can see it. You can feel it. You can touch it. You can walk it in Liberia.
Okay, let me see what are the liberals. I'm nothing guaranteed with the liberal. The issue of militias with these political parties here. Terry, remember we talked about it here, and this Lindsay liberal here said, distribute it. We can, and he started making reference to what is happening in South Africa and other places. So he embraced it. So I'm not sure what going to be his position at this time, because his party not a single party that I don't know that they get a sour group for whatever reasons. That's a new style of politicking in Liberia, perhaps to build all their base, but whether it has helped them or is a help, we don't know. Lebron, is there a fair statement by this guy from next door to me here to suggest that it is CDC hackings the malicious uh, sort of folks within the politics of Liberia? Is that a fair judgment or statement on him?
No, meditation in Liberia is part of our DNA. We can't uh, extricate ourselves from those kinds of behavior. It's always been there. And Mali is quite aware of it, being somebody who is close in the Sawyer, Tipote, and the rest of the PhD in the 70s.
He's one
All
of, they're one of the Moja guys in here. He's one of the old time boys who think that
It's
still
so
gonna come in the pride.
he's quite
That's not
aware
gonna
of it,
happen.
and that's why. But what is amazing and what is a little bit surprising is that these days militancy are taking on a form of violence, which was not something that was condoned those days. You can go to a coconut plantation on Sunday morning and give your speech and try to route out. You can go to PI headquarters and try to explain the policy of TABA. You can come at GWK's in night school and explain the economic policy of TABA. So those were all instances of trying to uh, bring young people to be part of the vanguard operation of the old folks at the time. But let me. So it's not strange. However, seditions are now amplifying that. Not only that, they have injected some violence in it, which is unacceptable. But however, they have the right of free association. You can't stop them. Even the guy who wants to have demonstration, of course, he's going to have to go by the rule by requesting for permit. And once the permit is granted, he's allowed to have demonstration, whether inaugural day or not, it's no big deal. But let me go back to Terry's point about the speakership in the House of Representatives. If Falanti Kofa is successful, Unity Party will be fine. I will be ridiculous here and speculate because when sometimes there are some people that in terms of their writing, the choice of words and things like that. The concession speech that came from President Weah, I can say not with any certain degree of certainty, but I would just suggest and I would speculate that most likely that was written by Falanti Kofa. And so if what I'm suggesting, if it is true that Falanti Kofa wrote that, so I'm sure then Falanti Kofa must be the one to pull the ears of President Weah to accept defeat and concede. And if Falanti Kofa is truly involved in that and doing what I'm suggesting that he did, if he did that, then I don't see why Falanti Kofa will be Speaker of the House of Representatives and try to block the progress of Ambassador Bakai. Now, having said that, Falanti Kofa, also a sedition, will want to make sure that they are setting bills or setting aspects of the legislation process that if it is affecting the interest of CDC, yes, he has the right to block it. But in terms of developmental agenda, if Falanti Kofa is successful, he most likely will go along with it. Now, if we have Musa Ability on the other hand, who is also upset with this Liberty Party issue, if he becomes speaker, then Terry's statement is going to be well in place because whether he got support of CDC or not, he will do all he can to make sure to not to block, not to derail, but to slow tremendously to slow down Ambassador Barker's progress of presenting developmental agenda to the Liberian people through their lawmakers. So I think if it is, I'm praying that Flanty Kofa will take the lead, and if he
Yeah, but
does,
that's your friend, right? He's your friend. You
now
said
only
that
a
here.
now only a friend. I'll give you an example. I give you the mindset of Flanty Kofa. So while I was in Liberia, I think I told you this. While I was in Liberia, we were driving one morning and then going through Ambassador Baka place rehab to go down to Dupo Road. So Flanty Kofa also came with the people and we had to pull out and he passed. So the young man in the car said, "Oh, that's your buddy, right? That's Flanty Kofa." So I sent him a text. I said, "Oh, Chief, I'm right behind you. You just pull me over and go." And he laughed. He said, "Not the power now." Yeah, but that's just being a friend. And he said, "Well, look at my license plate. That's what it is." You know. But we were just joking around. But what the point, the reason of me bringing this up is that Flanty Kofa is quite aware of people. Because if it was any other person, they won't even respond to my text. The fact that I was pulled over for him to pass, he won't even respond to my text. But he decided to make a light out of it. And this is the kind of person he is. When I was in Liberty Party, when we were at the tap with Flanty Kofa and whatever, he was always.
So are you not part of Liberty Party again?
Mr. So the liberal is on the floor, even though you're running the show and you told Mali
No,
he can step in and interject and interrupt and disturb the show anytime he wants. He got the liberty, he can do whatever.
No. Let's get it right here. We don't speak with ambiguity here. You say, when I was in Liberty Party, I'm asking, are you no longer part of Liberty Party?
I said when we were at the higher time, I'm still a member of Liberty Party.
Before you out of
Liberty
Liberty?
is me.
Okay. Oh, no, I
Not
just want to
Liberia
make
now.
sure.
Liberty Party USA. So when we were in there, let me just wrap this up. When we were there, Flanty Kofa always want to make sure the person in the gutter has the policy of the Liberian people or the government affect positively with the person in the gutter. What surprised me a little bit was when I went home at that time, another friend of mine, the late Ella Lawrence, invited me. We went and Flanty Kofa and the rest of the group came. And Era was saying, all of these people, we all do these things here. And he was explaining to me the kinds of work you do and how outstanding Flanty Kofa was. In fact, he told me Flanty Kofa does the law exam the year he took it. He was number one.
Let me go to Terry.
So
If you want to promote your friend here,
Flanty Kofa will be someone that will seek the interest of developmental agenda that will positively impact Liberian people.
Terry, you see your guy. My prediction, he's going to have a rough night here again, and he has started already. He is going to have a rough night. We joined on the line here too, analyst Walton Ketot, who also a strong supporter of the ruling establishment CDC, is on the phone here. But Terry,
their time over.
Yeah.
Go sit down somewhere else.
Why is the speakership? Why is it so important?
Well, Mr. So, the speaker is the chairman in the country. So it's very important for Ambassador Barker, the decisions that the speaker make could affect Ambassador Barker's agenda politically, because every concessions that are signed or every decision that the president wants to make has to pass through the speaker, for it to really take effect. So the speaker position is very important, but I don't want to agree. I want to push back a little bit on the Labour, because most of what Labour presented here about Flanty Kofa does not show that he is capable for that position. Because I think most of the thing I'm hearing saying is about his own personal affiliation with the guy that have nothing to do with his ability to craft, legislative agenda that will help the Liberian people. Because if you look at Flanty Kofa, I think he's a deputy speaker also in the House next to Buffer Chima, and there have been nothing that they have achieved so far in the interest of the Liberian people. How are we sure that if he becomes the speaker, he will be able to do that? And then he said something about the president that maybe Fanatic Kofa, I don't want to believe that the Fanatic Kofa was the one who whispered into the ears of the president. At most, the person that will whisper in the ear of the president will be his wife, that many people have not even highlighted, many people don't even talk about. In recent time, I see the president and his wife in close proximity more than ever. And I want to believe that she was the one, after maybe all the consultation from international community, from ECOWAS and all that, she was the one who pulled his ear. And I believe that he listened to President. We are listening to his wife. And I think that is the reason why he is successful today. His wife is a woman of understanding. If you look at her, she don't talk much. She take a lot of lashes and she don't talk much. But she stuck with him with all the crisis, with all the accusation, the abusive, all of that. She's stuck there. She's a dedicated woman. Look at her family. Look at her kids. Look at her son. Look at the level of success. So I think that she had the wisdom of advice to the president. That is what I want to put in. But I think if the Unity Party would need to win this, I'm surprised that the Labour will be pointing out Fanatic Kofa and not the Unity Party candidate for this slot.
Because this guy is unstable, he's unbalanced.
That's the reason why I laugh.
Involved.
You know, because if you say Fanatic Kofa is whispering to the president, blah, 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 and then you want him to take over the speakership, knowing very well that it's a very sensitive position in the Unity Party-led government for success, and you're neglecting the Unity Party candidate for the speakership, then I think that it has something to do with some personal thing. And Labour, I don't think we need to be supporting that kind of agenda, because it could hurt Unity Party greatly. Because you must also understand that Thomas Fala could likely be the deputy speaker if Fanatic Kofa become the speaker. And if that opposition is established in the House, it will give Ambassador Boga a tough time to really, put forth his agenda.
So that's Terry, what a good point. It's a straight indicator that there's an alligator among you guys, and who rides the back of the alligator goes into the belly of the alligator. Let me bring in Wilton Ketter from Connecticut. Wilton Ketter, are you there?
Yes.
So, what are you considering here for your talking point? Then I will add a little bit later onto it.
Well, I want clean some tables here first before you add your layers, right? First of all, sedition, the party itself. The militancy in sedition is only to warm up, to give a more momentum, put a more momentum in the party. It's not for violent. I heard some people saying very violent people. I remember the last time when it came to violence, it was the Unity Party that openly killed people on video, on live video, killing sedition, and sedition never reacted. The last time I saw people killed was sedition killed from 2011 or so, and then sedition never reacted. There was no point in time that sedition reacted to some of the mayhem that Unity Party caused them. And so I think Unity Party is the most violent group in our country. Unfortunately, they are in the hands of power today. Another thing is, people say, we are suggesting or trying to pick in a corridor of the president to see who wrote that speech for him, who advised him. Don't forget, the same president, 2005, on the election, with no CDC won the election and sedition was mad. He quieted down. No, we're not going to disrupt the peace of our nation. 2011, the same thing. When sedition was coming up, he said, no, we're not going to disrupt the peace of Liberia. Our time will come. This the very president in 2023 is telling the Liberian people that, look, the election is going the way it's gone. We must accept the result, and we must work with this new administration. And people saying, no, he ain't got no head on his head, that he well put it in there or that Fanatic Kofa wrote it. You guys try to underestimate and demean this man so much, even to the extent you have defeated him, and you're still running behind him, beating him. And that's the same thing they did to the body in Foya. The man was dead, but they still beat the dead body and throw stones on it. These are the ideas of Unity Party. And it saddens me because we would sit here and say we try to educate and inform our people, but we misinform our people. We give them information that is full of falsehood. You understand? And it's sad because you see CDC as patient as faithful as they can be, so through their leadership, and still we are treating this person ugly and the party ugly. But it's not going to work. The true trust down to the floor will rise again.
Okay, all right again. I want to dwell on actually the talking points of Terry because that's something that one of the things that I shortlisted as well here. But I see to be, I see to be some sort of missed opportunity here, and maybe I would say the ruling establishment, President Weah, he's still the president. There's a one president at the time. There seems to be losing focus of other things, other major political things they should focus on, but that is not happening. You listen to Akara's Gray? Do you agree with him?
On what?
He's one of those also more or less in favor of this whole protest. Is that what they should be really being doing at this time?
Well, I think protest is something that our democracy appreciate. I don't think it's anything disruptive. I think it's just an awareness, and we experienced it for 6 years on this administration. And I think Liberians should not frown on it. My only thing, it shouldn't be destructive. If it is constructive, if it is there to give this new administration, I know the awareness that certain things need to be done, and we should make sure we do it. I think we should embrace it. We embrace it for 6 years. It's part of democracy. It makes democracy fine. Even give the incoming government the idea of where we are today as Liberians. We want certain things to be done. And I think the protest, when you hear what Akara were talking about, these are things that the very administration, the very party push for 6 years. They, if and he said it could happen maybe during inaugural time, inauguration, or sometime, and that's something that was suggest they were trying to put together, but they have not finalized it yet. So if that happened, I mean, we all should embrace it. It's democracy. We saw when President Obama was getting inaugurated, people were protesting on the other side. The same with Trump. It should not be destructive. That's democracy. Our democracy is maturing. I don't think we should start putting flame into something that is not there.
Okay, all right. I'm getting some confirmation here, or I don't know whether it was Terry who said that Kofa would be president. We're getting some confirmation here that he, in fact, he was one of the chief architects. And remember, he spoke to the public and the international community saying, alluding to the fact that if he loses the election, there was going to be a peaceful turnover. So he began to speak that sort of smoking gun type. Yeah, saying those sound here. So yes, indeed, he was deeply involved into the president's speech concessions. He made it clear to the airports that everything want to be here. So why is he?
The Liberal said that.
Yeah, the Liberal. Okay, that his friend. That his friend. They were all in Sacramento. But it's surprising, not surprising to me. You would just be caught unaware. But this guy has said on this network he's involved. He's unstable. He's a balance. Now he feeling taken boycott. His guy Fanati is there. So I don't see why this guy is literally supporting any party where he get his friend. And you see, he was driving Fanati Kofa. He wasn't focusing. He could have bumped into the little kids that rhyme Pepe. He texting Fanati, hey, my boy, I'm in town. He can't tell us the rest of the story. But the case of Sierra Leone and Liberia, that is different. Like in Sierra Leone, the president nominated the speaker and they go on the floor, the vote, and all of those kind of stuff. If he or she doesn't win it, he is liable to make another nomination and all of that. But the presidential elections race is almost like what's going to happen within the speakership, because the House, the Senate there is some kind of way. Now you have some independents who caucus with people at Snow who said they will caucus with CDC. But now Tomafala, all of them, they are inserting themselves. Where, in this question, I will let Keto to answer and then we can spin it. Why, if CDC really is serious, so because it would be good when they get it. I want a balance of power. I don't want a dominant republic where the president will not be checkmate and all of that. I'm not talking about where the president, I'm not talking about like kind of Mitch McConnell or Kevin McCarthy tapped in, just to be obstruction. No, but to also get on point here. Keto, do you think the president, and which if he's not involved, then that would be a great surprise, because that part of what was, keep his party to be forceful as an oppositioner, from ruling establishment to opposition, why they are not trying to kind of like downsize folks that are contesting, because they could potentially give a leeway to the unity partisan. A fanatic Kofa, which of course he's been making headway, talking to people. If Tomofala stays in there, they are going to divide our vote, and that will pull unity parties on top of that. Keto, why are they not focusing on the Akaras, and they are still there? Why are they not lobbying, getting around with people to put out a strong candidate, instead of being this sort of side distraction to the entire process, and think that they just want to lose everything once and for all?
I don't think that they are trying to lose everything. I think they tried it. It's a strategy, but again, they are independent when it comes to the speakership. The executive has no control over that. The legislators, the representatives will get together.
Not really control, but the president does have a voice. That's something he wants to keep his party in the light line. He's going out, but when they, as an opposition, when they get the speakership leadership, that's huge.
Yeah, so I think some of the names are popping up. I think they are brilliant people. I would support Fanatic Kofa because he knows, he's educated, he's a very sound. I think he's a lawyer or something like that by profession. Yeah, and so I think I would support him. He will be able to maintain and push the agenda of the nation first, not CDC first, because I think CDC, it's just a political institution. But when he pushed the agenda of the nation, which is clear to CDC, because CDC agenda also is the nation's agenda, I think that will work. So I will support some Fanatic Kofa, and I think CDC will also do it in a final analysis. Maybe for now they are just talking here and there, but you never know. You never know. But I wanted to clear up something before I gave the other panelists the chance. Remember, Fanatic Kofa only re-echoed what the president initially told the international community when he went to the United Nations. There will be free and fair election. There will be there will be transition. There will be peaceful transition of power, just in case anybody went. The president said it everywhere he went. So Fanatic Kofa, being a lieutenant of this president, also re-echoed it when he went to the United Nations or wherever he went, and re-echoed. So I think, look, President, we are people like to say, oh, you're praising it. No, we're not praising it. It's the nature of the man. It's the nature of the man. The fact that if you watch Denzel Washington introducing this man to the Arthur Ashe Award, when he won that award, he spoke highly about this man, peaceful nature and love for country. And so I don't think people should credit that to anybody but President Weah. If somebody wrote the speech for him, it was his own ideas how to craft his speech. But I think President Weah's idea
what's the big deal with that? What is the big deal? Even the Barack Obama is a big good writer. People always have to kind of like chip in here. That's but go ahead.
Oh yeah, people write president speeches. I know the guy who used to write President Obama's speech, even though President Obama was so eloquent and stuff, but somebody wrote his speech all the time. So you have to have people writing speech, and then you go and check it up and see what you want to add or subtract to it. But at the end of the day, I think President Weah, he's a man of peace. He thought about his nation. Liberia is bigger than any president. Then even the presidency, Liberia is bigger than the presidency, because with all Liberia, there will be no president. So that's why he said, you know what, let's put country first over individual. And I think every Liberian, whether you're from the opposition or from the ruling establishment, I think you should respect what the president said and put this nation forward. And he's been honest. He will not be deception. He's not afraid. And I think he was honest. And Liberian, even the opposition should embrace it and run with that and say, you know what, let us take President Weah line and run with it in the interest of peace, unity, solidarity, and progress. I think that we should be talking about.
Okay, let's go to Leverott, and we are here. As you know, this network makes news fair, balanced, proportionate. Just go outside within its space. The former Secretary of State, major news cable network reporting former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger died. It was just reported on, I saw that on Reuters news agency, Associated Press, one of the controversial guy. Okay, let's come here. So, Terry, this also to, in as much he has not taken his official seat, he has a greater shared fish to fry in this thing here. Do you think Ambassador Joseph Newman Boyka is working the phones, talking to oppositions of his choice, or his interest, and how important it is that the speakership should go to the incoming administration? Is he working the phone? You think so? If it's not, I would be surprised.
Obviously, Mr. So NRL, he, I believe, will be able to secure that position, even if it calls for them to spend some money, because the politics in the House is quite different from the politics, from the national politics. So in the House there, in order to win those kind of positions, you have to be able to provide some level of incentive. You got to give some people money up and down, all of that. Whether you like it or not, that is the order of the day. And if Ambassador Boga do not do that, I'm sorry to say that that particular position might likely go to Funati Kofa or Musa Belete, because the one who have the heaviest hand is going to win that particular position in the House. That have been the routine. Though, like Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf had to fight against Edwin Snow to eliminate him, and we all know what we heard, that there were brown envelopes that went around in the room in order for them to impeach Edwin Snow, to put in, I think it was Alex Tyler, and we know that how Alex Tyler played along with the galley of the president of Madam Sirleaf. So obviously, I don't think Ambassador Boga will want to do that, but for the sake of the kind of politics that we got in our country, you have to be able to engage into some kind of stuff in order to secure that office. Otherwise, if it goes sideways, it will be very difficult. But something I want to push back on Keto is that, Mr. Keto, sorry to say, you need to understand that presidents at that level do not just make decisions of their own. They need consultations. They have consultations. They have meetings with other people. That's why they have advisors. They get people to advise them. So they don't just make decisions on their own. There are people that talk to them before they finally come out to make decisions. And if you look at President Weah, most of President Weah's decisions, I want to believe, have been influenced by his wife. Everybody say there's a familiar saying that goes around: a successful man have a successful wife. There is no
She has not
man.
really been, Terry, not to interrupt you, she has not been that visible. She was focusing on her foundation, the substance of the foundation. That's a different thing. But it was just lately she inserted herself into this here and telling people of her husband. She has not been that forceful.
Yeah, we know, but obviously, your wife is not going to present herself like she's the president. But what I'm saying is, when a man goes back home, so after you have done all of what you do, who do you discuss your private life with, your immediate, your private, your intimate decisions? Who do you discuss your affairs with? Those discussions that you can't have with your cabinet, those
Right.
discussions that you can't have with your confidant. Who do you discuss that with? You discuss it with your wife, and she have to give her input and her advices. All right, and based upon that, why you think President Weah brought his wife with all the propaganda we've been hearing that the man was not together, blah blah blah. But when President Weah became president, he went for his wife. His
Okay.
wife is with him. So his wife, I want to believe that she plays a major role in President Weah decisions and his major ideas that he take in life to make him successful. That is why these people have been together for all these years.
Okay. So, Lebron, did I hear you saying that you want Tomo Fowler to be the speaker, or?
Mr. Soul. Contractor. But anyway, let me go back to Falanti Kofa. Terry spoke earlier when I talked about Falanti Kofa and what I believe to be a positive engagement in terms of Liberia, and Terry disputed that. in that he believed that I'm saying these things because Valentin Kova is a friend, which is true. But Terry, let me just go further than that. This is a newspaper, African Leadership magazine. Look it up. It says, Armov Counselor Flanti, Janitor Flanti Kofa, extraordinary commitment to Liberia, both as a plenary and a community service personality, is breaking barrier and changing lives as he continued in his indelible quest to empower the voiceless, and make life more meaningful for those who were in as well helpless situation. That's why many have described him as a beacon of progress. And in fact, Terrence, the fact that it's a long story, I just want to make it, but this is what I'm going to do for you guys. By Monday, I will do a 2-hour show specifically on Flanti Kofa. I'm going to go deep.
Who's going to pay for that public relations?
Not public relations. We're talking Liberia. This is what is the platform? Liberia Public Radio. It's a public radio where we discuss the interests of Liberia. So those who want to lead Liberia, we have to make them to be exposed to the Liberian people and to the international community. I'm doing my community service job, Mr. So if you don't understand, as a CEO, the liberal is trying to educate you about this same platform that you're the head of. And I'm saying to you, this platform, come Monday, we will showcase Flanti Kofa. It has nothing to do with public relationship. I'm just being truthful and trying to bring Liberians on board to accept and to know the true Flanti Kofa. I will bring everything up.
But will you allow us to also counter some of those arguments that you're going to come with by sharing some of the defaults of Flanti Kofa?
Mother Jones.
Yeah.
Jones, let me just bring you in here. This is deliberate. I hang around this guy. I tell you, in the next coming days and week, trust me, you're going to see a different version, a different side of it. He went and collected a great sample example of Flanti Kofa. He did not talk about how he was incarcerated. He was.
Why are you going to bring up? Don't think we will discuss it later. Why are you bringing it in? You see, this is your bias position on this platform. When it comes to, I just gave you a sample of a goodness of this man. Now you come bring it, go back into 1950 something when he was in Mr. So please.
Jones.
Yeah.
What is the danger of folks, the liberal assumption to be for someone to one day? He has promulgated Ambassador Boyka dreams. He's president now, president-elect to be taking office. Of course, it's good to get hold of by both houses and put your government in good position. But he's ready and he's going to do it. As long as he has uttered this evening, he will be blowing the trumpet of Flanti Kofa on this network moving forward. I wonder how it will be perceived on the other side, because it's like right now, what he's literally telling Boyka, Ambassador Boyka, you on your own. My man Flanti Kofa, my own man Flanti Kofa on the time. Yeah, he comes on this network, and then he said he gave names to people. You uncover, you on top sedition, you honor this here. So this is the guy. What is the danger being with folks like this?
What the Bible says, we shall know them by their utterance or their color. So as time go by and things start getting heated, people will take their rightful places, then we will know where they're supposed to be. So what's happening now is being fulfilled in the Bible. That's not strange. So I think the liberal is just giving us a tidbit of what to come when he shall have shut the door finally in the face of the president-elect. However, somebody said that, the liberal said militancy is a normal thing.
I don't want you calling somebody.
No, the liberal said,
okay,
militancy is a normal thing. No, it's not a normal thing. In the 70s, we had the progressive. They were not playing around personalities. They were not talking people. They were not carrying on violent utterances or intimidation. They were talking issues. Militancy.
Are you one of the progressives?
Yes, the progressive.
I say, are you one of those?
Of course.
No, we addressed that behind close to Mr. Moderator. So at the end of the day,
The consulting.
at the end of the day,
independent consultant.
what we're seeing now is not progressive anymore. People are angry, and progressive don't get angry. They play with ideas and share resources. What I see now, militants don't go in our era. Progressive don't dance on the street. They don't go causing noise. No, they address issue. In fact, they are well dressed. They wear coat suit, well presentable, mature. Right? The militants I see right now, I see violent utterances coming up. I see intimidation. That is not the same as yesterday, Libra. No. The guy who drove the car and went through that crowd, I never saw that in 1970. No. Those are terror-related behavior. I have not seen the United Party doing that. Why is true? Keter said that yes, all the parties, these are not things that we need to normalize in our society. No, we can't do that. Okay? And if it continue, it's going to affect what I call stability. And when the country is not stable, investor will not come, job will not be created, and Joseph Boakai might be in trouble. Those things have to be under control. Finally, the issue of this horse issue here, and we try to really struggle about it, I think it's a simple issue. These are some of the things of government working. But the only thing is that the president-elect has already tied his hand.
With what?
Very good. The president-elect has tied his hand with transparency, accountability. He not corrupt. So if he go in a place and twist his hand, I don't know what's going to happen. So we know Boakai to stand for certain things. He got a political branding that I really respect and I really honor him for, and I will always praise him for that. What happening in the house now, it involves three things. You got to lobby, and the lobbying is not just talking. All right? You don't need to win the seat in the hall to get things going. You just need to lobby. And the hungry people are there. They need the food, and you give it to them, thing will always be in your interest. And Helen know how to play that card there. Right? So what I'm saying here is that President Boakai, I'm sure he will be stuck on four things. If he focus on anything that will has this legislative characteristic, there'll be a fight for him. For instance, the audit that's supposed to be coming out, it need a budget. Maybe they will want to fight that, for it will not pass. That one. The TRC thing, it has legislative characteristic. People will fight it. The appointment of his ministers, maybe they will want to stop that. Passing of the budget is going to be another fight. Other than that, the rest will be an executive order to get it going, whether you like it or not.
So,
right?
okay, I think, yeah, Jones did mention something about bringing Keter, and then yeah, but I have another caller on the line here. Caller, are you there?
Yes.
Keter is still on the line, but I see another 203 here, so I believe all of you guys from where?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, Keter, hold on, but I see another 203 number here from Connecticut area as well. Caller, are you there?
Yes, sir. This is Saturday, your last.
Okay, welcome. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
So, do you have a pick for the speaker leadership, for the leadership in the House?
Well, I for one, I would want for the speaker to be an opposition to Joseph Boakai.
Very good.
Right.
The reason why is to be like that
because we need balance of power.
Okay.
If we want Liberia to be on the red path, you need to have balance of power. The reason why CDC went wrong, it was everything was just on the side of the president, the speaker, deputy speaker, and so everything the president wanted would just go through. Now, if we have somebody different to critique whatever would be, what bill would be sent, Liberia would be on a great, great path of development. Because everything then, that when transparency will kick in.
Mm-hmm.
If the president will be pushing for speaker that would be in his interest, then that is very worrisome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that's quite correct. The president should have a rapport with the speaker in order to get his work. Kata, let me just let me just bring you in here. You listen to Jones and that of the Liberal.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, speaking of the
Do you think what his name Thomas Fowler should back off to give is that my phone? Is that a line? Okay, Everest is calling too. Let me just put here. Do you think Thomas Fowler should back off to make it much easier for the ruling establishment, which is soon to be the opposition, to get way to fanatic Kofa, or he should still remain in the process in the race?
So I will hold that as a gossip because I listened to Senator-elect Nathan McGill today. He had as regards the speakership, right? He said, look, he believed in an institution. His party is something that the party, will have to decide who's going to be the speaker. And I think as of what you're hearing out there, I don't know how, those people are projecting whatever they're saying. But at the end of the day, CDC will put out one candidate within the House that will go for the speakership. And for me, I believe if they put Fanatic Kofa, I think I will support him. I think he's a learned man. He knows the in and out. And furthermore, he's a lawyer. So I think somebody who has head on his shoulder will be able to push the country in a direction that would be good for our development, our democracy.
Okay.
And the last caller said something that is interesting. It doesn't necessarily have to be an opposition speaker, like to make the country. It has to be people that have that are very sincere. Liberia, I don't think people should start putting party over our country's interests. I think Liberia, we should have people who are dedicated to Liberia. So no matter where you're from, if you become Speaker of the House, you put the Liberia agenda first. You know the Liberia agenda. We need development in all aspects of our society. So when we have people that put our country first, not party first, and then we will be talking something good. But if we put people that have that considering party over country or interest, self-interest over country, then that's a problem. So, let us pray that this new administration will come in with a lot of different positive changes that will make this country move forward. And like the president said, the president, George Weah, everything he said was about putting countries first.
Okay, let's reduce the numbers. The phone here is jam-packed. Let me go to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Elvis is joining us. Elvis, good evening. And then from there, I'll go to Esther. Elvis, are you there?
I'm here, Mr. Shaw. You hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Thank you for joining the conversation. Hey, look, I don't know what is the distractions, like I was saying here. What should be the new directions of the CDC in order to have it now as a viable opposition going, changing their political career now from the establishment to the opposition, but their voices must be heard. and part of that is to take the leadership in the parliament or the lower house of government. You know, the first branch, the speaker should hear. But we don't know yet, fella, but the name is out there to where there is smoke. Obviously, fire is dead. So, what should be the focus of CDC if they want to remain sort of a forceful opposition with his whole speaker leadership?
All right, thank you, Mr. Stoll, and hello to all the panelists. Look, elections have consequences. We had not just the presidential, but we had the general elections. If we're being honest, CDC overall won these elections. Why I say that is because CDC won more seats in the House and in the Senate than UP. I think something like 10, 10 or 15 seats, different. So in America, when Republicans win the House and they win the Senate, you always have a Republican speaker and you always have a Republican pro tem. So more than likely, it should be, or it would be a CDC person. I'll find it very, very difficult and unsettling if some CDCians will vote for a United Party person who is in the pocket of Boyka. I don't think that's going to happen. So overall, I think it's going to be a CDCian. It should be Fonati Kofa. Like people have been saying, he's the most educated in terms of his.
Mhm.
The people underestimated Boko Chambers, but he was very well qualified. He's a very educated man, very, very brilliant man. So the question is, what was the achievement? Even though I supported, the president, I still support him, of the House during the presidency of President Weah. What was the achievement? And what can we look forward to if we have a new Speaker of the House? I didn't see much coming out of there. I didn't see any kind of laws that was truly impacting the lives of the people. And these are some of the issues that people want to blame the president for. But people, for example, people from the Southeast, they always talk about George Weah, but their representatives, the people that lead, that the senators and representatives are the people who are supposed to be advocating for the poor conditions of the people. And they didn't do anything in the House or the Senate. So is it going to be more of the same? You just put somebody there with a new face, but there's no actual legislation that's going to happen to impact the lives of the people. I saw it with President Weah. Nothing really came out of the House, unless you guys can think about any monumental or landmark bills that was passed and signed into law that affects the lives of the people in 5 years. So what are we going to get from a boycott, presidency, when
Okay.
the speaker and the pro tem is going to be in opposition? Overall, I think CDC quote unquote won these elections in terms of total seats won, and somebody like Sir Joseph, who got I think the largest amount of vote in the history of the country for a senator or something like that. So overall, I think CDC is going to have both houses, and rightfully so because the one the votes quote unquote. But overall, I'm not very excited about it because I think at the end of the day, I don't see any legislation that's going to be passed that's going to truly impact the lives of people. But I'll
Okay,
leave it
thank
there.
you.
Thank you for taking my call, Mr. Sir.
All right, thank you so much. Esther, are you there?
Yes, Mr. Song here.
Good evening. Let's hear you for quite a while. What's going on? Have you
Yeah,
not still overcome this whole
end of
thing?
the year. It is the end of the year, and I got a lot of things going on. Quite a lot of
Oh,
groups, so I have to get everything ready for national reports and other things before the year end. Yeah, so that's why. But yeah, I want to say hello to the panelists. Hello, Mr. Song. Yeah, so what I want to talk about is those who are finding it difficult to accept the defeat of President Weah. I think, as we all know, President Weah, he accepted this because he knew that Liberia is first. And those people who are finding it difficult is because in their communities, they make themselves enemies to their own people. People who voted them in, when they got there, they turn their backs on them. They're afraid to leave power. They're afraid that those bodyguards, those people they have around them will no longer be there. So they still want to have that mandate that they can control people. So that's why they don't want to. They find it difficult to accept. And President Weah in his speech said that follow my example. So who are they fighting for? Who are they protesting for? Who are they? Why are they thinking that the elections? Some of them thinking that the elections were not free and fair. When the president of the country said that under his leadership, he promised there was going to be free and fair elections, and it happened, and he accept his defeat. The Liberian people have spoken, and they hear that voice. So why are they angry to the extent that they don't want to accept this defeat? And President Weah, another thing, he knew what was coming. That's why I feel personally he accepted that he came up to accept his defeat that Friday. Because if they are going over the weekend to Monday, those people who don't want to leave power is going to be part of the, they're going to cause chaos in our country. So that thing, I advise our young people for the past 6 years, you have been wearing those blue clothes, green clothes, running around behind those politicians who don't have their kids in the country. They don't even go to the same hospital that you go to. You are very important. You can find something to do for yourself instead of following it every day to sing battle cry. It is your right to protest if something goes wrong that you are not happy about, but you're not just going to follow them because that's what they want and because they're afraid to leave power. So I encourage our young people, it is a new day, find something to do, make good use of your life, and stop following these politicians who at the end of the day, when they get in power, while they were dead, and they won't have your time. And just coming to give you $5, $10 to go run around. At the end of the day, you got your family, your friends. You are more important than that.
Okay.
So that's what I just want to say to our young people out there.
Okay. Prince's number is out there. Okay. Thank you so much. You wish you can stay there. Let's see here. Let's go to 832 and I'll go back to the live view to get the take. It's almost 9:52. 832 number 1441. Are you there, caller?
Yeah, hey, Mr. Paul, how you doing?
Good evening. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Hi to Mr. Molly, Terry, and Mr. Paul. Yeah, this Empress. I think if we want stability, Kofa will be the first person. But you know, he was never a physician. He compared to be a physician. He was a Unity Party. That's why Mr. Paul is supporting him because he was Unity Party member. I think that's why Mr. Paul is there on his.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kofa was a Unity Party. He was a Bronski guy. So, but I think if he wants stability, he will be the best choice. But if CDC wants loyalty, Thomas Farah should be the person. Because, you know, Thomas being a physician, I think he will. But we don't need to pull politics parties before Liberia. So if we can find somebody that will be stable, I think Kofati will do it best. But I believe he can bring a little bit stability. But I don't know how loyal will he be because in Liberia, the politicians they are not loyal. They can change any day, so they are chameleon. Today they can be green, tomorrow they be blue, tomorrow next day they be red or white. So you know, we're just going to look forward to see. But I think he will be the best choice because Musa Belete go there. You know, I think Musa Belete get integrity to be a speaker. Well, you know, who knows?
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
because,
Okay.
so let's be honest and be truthful. You know, we need to start a new day. The new government is saying they want to audit, they want to hit corruption at the highest level. Musa, I'm not hating Musa, I'm not condemning him, but Musa has an issue with FIFA or anything. You know, so if you're going to go put up over money.
So do you think, yeah, Bruce, you know, with the FIFA, I understand that. I'm not sure whether the case was properly prosecuted in a sense with all of these things and not just only Musa. A lot of other people, there's a lot of clouds hanging over those people, but ultimately at the end of the day, the people carry them. So we are not of celebrating people it's just amazing what is happening in the country, not just only in the country, but right here, even in the U.S. as well. We celebrate people of all kinds for different variety of reasons. So I don't think it's only Musa ability alone.
No. Okay, we see Musa ability have a crowd. First of all, he owns the Liberian government. I don't know if it's the figure is right or whatever figure it is. The gas tax money, the gas that he sells, the taxes that he's supposed to pay the government, that one is in limbo. Nobody knows if he ever clear that balance. So if that type of person becomes sicker, what would happen to that? Keep that under the roof.
Okay. All right. Let me come back to the live view here. Okay, gentlemen, let me just play this here because this seems to be another thing here. That was Spawn TV. They did this interview since it was brought by Ketos. Let's listen to this, and we're going to have a conversation here quickly.
I said what more, but I do not own property of the Liberia. When I was sanctioned, some of the questions came and I answered. When I was sanctioned, some of the questions been asked. I responded to those questions. I do not own property of the Liberia. I listened to Spoon Talk 2 days ago and someone showed a picture that I own property in Dubai. And I said to Stanton, if you have the documents that the properties are mine, please tell me what is in Liberia. And I'm begging the government to please ask Stanton. Somebody said he had documentary evidence that the property are mine. Anytime the property document to the government, I beg the government to please take it.
Okay. Time is fast spent here. You listen to this. We're not going to be here. This investigations, people taking money, accusing, get this property, this and that. He said that in his past interview, and Spoon is coming out with this here. Is it this guy, he's calling on a WhatsApp and a lot of people on the line here. Is that somebody driving?
Yeah, Pastor, I'm driving. I'm sorry. Let me put my sound mute.
Yeah, because okay, let me try to pick up. I think this call coming from Liberia. I wanted to see here. Okay, I gotta get you guys to 267. Go ahead, make your point quick because since you're driving, I don't want anything going.
All right, thank you, Pastor. Thank you very much. The president from LOFA, the vice president from NIMA, the incoming president pro tempore of the Nigerian Senate from BASA. So we should have equal distributions of power in our republic about all we want. New Liberia. Let me come to the aid of Apostle. I mean, not Apostle, something too. I don't know much about Kofa for nothing. I don't know him. But about all we want Liberia to be built, we should build Liberia now on real principles that all of us, our children, and unborn children to come in future from our grandchildren, that they will say Liberia is practicing a pure democracy. All of us have our if and but to all humans there's earth. So I don't know Funati, but Funati he was a unity partisan. So for this reason, I think with him and Kun, they can settle their differences and the presidents work with them. This is political. This is play me, I play you. If you don't play me good, that's it. If you play me good, that's it. But who is Thomas Fala? to mention his name even as a speaker
Why?
of the House.
Why you mean who is Thomas Farah?
He's not competent.
Competent to be
We
representative?
only see, yeah, he's competent to be representative. Let me listen point. We only see Thomas Farah when they're talking about passing of budget, when they're talking about money issues. That's the only time Thomas Farah can go at the capital. But besides that, nothing he does. Nothing. Nothing. It's just because of this one George Weah popularity, and he did something very, very good for Africa. And everybody are talking about the examples of Liberia. We are the talking drum now. In Africa, in West Africa, and Africa as a whole, around the world.
Okay, thank you so
He
much.
set a very good principles. So we all, as a Liberian, not for our differences, if all we want new Liberia, let it take the speaker from the southeast. I don't really know about Konati Kofa. That would be balance of power in our republic.
Thank you.
Vice President from Lima, President from Lofa, President pro tempore, incoming President pro tempore, normally from Bassa, so they should take somebody from the southeast. Period. That's my own view.
Okay, thank you so much. I wanted to think, my brother, some kind of susu country, you just sit and draw out government within your own, they might take this one. This is unbelievable. Okay, guys, let's see here. Is Spoon doing too much, little more with, we saw that was an interview by their own reporter with Mange, and he said he's challenging. So what about documents they have? They should turn it over to the incoming government, or turn it over to the government of the Republic of Liberia. Terry.
Yeah, Mr. So I think, like I told you the last time, that one of the disappointment that I have with the CEO, even though I admire his stance for the support and all that for the Unity Party, but he's a propagandist. All right, he dwells on propaganda. If you even watch his show today, most of what he discussed is centered around gossip and all of that. Do you know on that show they have never discussed Ambassador Boyka's speech? All the things that have been done, President, we are decision. They don't discuss it. What they look for are all gossip, propaganda, and things. That is why they hang around. And that is what draw people, because Liberians, they like those kind of things. All right. So I don't really think some of those information that he gathered are authentic. I just think people just because they know him and maybe he pay for them, so people create these kind of thing because they know that he like those kind of news. So they send it to him, he give them small money, and that's it. But when you are looking for information, you got to validate it. You got to verify it. You got to be sure that this information you are gathering are authentic information before you put it in the public, because you are gradually becoming Liberia's biggest network. All right, especially after winning these elections and the role you play. So right now you have to be a responsible institution. I think Ambassador Boyka need to take serious consideration to that.
What is
because like today,
their danger? What is the danger in that?
The danger in that is going to create a serious divide in the country. Because if the man controls more than 300,000 people listening to him, any information he puts out there in the public gonna run with it. So if right now he says something negative about Ambassador Boyka, everybody will believe him because of the close proximity he has been having with Ambassador Boyka. And he vowing that he's going to go after the government. Even a few days, he said something about Amara. He was all against Amara the few days. All right. And it's sending a bad signal on the incoming government. And he don't care because he's not a government official. He don't know nothing about government. All right. What I see is that he's learning. All right. And in order for him, instead of him depending on the guys who are on the panel to show him the way, he pretends that he already know the way. And I think that is
I
one
mean,
of the
to
things
be
that we
honest,
don't look at.
the liberty of the folks on the panel that I mean, it's just very minimum. He's run the show. He wants to run it. And
Right.
he's communicating with a huge audience with the Republic of Liberia, both in and out in the diaspora. And interestingly, they were talking about people with criminal sitting. I'm like, wait a minute, what sort of conversation is they having here? And you know, like you're in a glass hole, you're trying to throw a stone. Let me just bring you in here because and he said that he alluded that today. It is our government. It is our time. Okay, those are specific language, tone he's speaking. What happens when things falls apart with he and the Boyka folks or whatever thing? Because, like you rightfully said, he went hard on Amara, and there was less sort of the pulling the area. Oh, we shouldn't bring our data close, also. So Amara to that. Leadership and success have a price, especially in predatory, corrupt societies where most political actors and pundits are compromised and abandon the kids who help to make dent, not me. More help to come for my team. I am an independent politician. This is a clear cut fine line drawing a good demarcation. He's not going to stop talking.
Right.
Joseph Boyka, if you look at it, politics is Boyka needs Amara more than Amara needs Boyka. That's the fact. He is an elected sitting senator. He would need us, he would need his support. And we saw the consequential, crucial role of Amara. And when they start going to this year, from this tweet here now, folks around Boyka, something is going on that is unusual. And we will get to know because, and you know, he started you know what, go take care of the people of Buffalo. You senator, don't forget about it. Let the other people do their job. Amara not going to stop. I'm not going to speak his mind. He says, because, and the thing about him, what I admire of him is he's not like those other folks who were just coming out to endorse. He outlined, he was very comprehensive in his endorsement than any other person, oh, we endorse. No, but he made an argument. He was specific why he was supporting Ambassador Boyka. And
But Mr.
like,
So, can I just throw this in real quick? I think where Stanton Waterspoon broke up from Amara was during the results. There was a time when Amara was even announcing the result. He wanted to announce the result. He told Amara, he said, you know what? I already have the whole entire result. I will announce it ahead of you. So Amara said, I do not know where you're getting that result from. So I'm not going to I'm not going to flow with you. That's what Amara told him on set. From that time, I noticed that he shrank a little bit. He took a back because apparently he don't like for people to, you know, to argue with him or to resist him.
Challenge your authority or whatever.
So from that time, I noticed a certain sour attitude from his body language against Amara. The first thing Amara did after the election, when he posted on that thing that, oh, this was an accident, blah, 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 Senator came all out on the man. The second thing again, the man posted this time about managing that he came again against the man. So I think there is some kind of vendetta he's trying to establish between he and Amara. And the bar signal is going to put there is putting a split, is demarcating now Amara between Ambassador Boyka. Look at that tweet that you just read. It's separating Amara because Amara feeling that he's not protected. And I don't think that is healthy for us.
That is healthy. I'm not sure whether the Liberal have a fresh to fry in this one. He's so drawn in fanatical far getting the speaker leadership now. So Liberal, we are running out of time. Quickly. Will we see something in the long run that we'll see happening now? Because I'm not sure because and they gotta be very careful.
Well, thank you, Mr. So the good thing here is God is alive and God has his way of protecting.
Let me pick the call here from Liberia. I think this person I'll come in not to interrupt you. Hello, caller, are you there? Prince?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. Let's hear you quickly. I know folks are on the line. That's
okay. Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak on your show. I think I have been monitoring your show several times.
Right.
And I spoke on your show once. And today again, I'm successful to do that. So, per your analysis and your co-hosts and other people, comrades and other people that partnering with your show, I think you guys are like making a good point. You guys are putting a message that the Liberian people should take into consideration than listening to Stato Waterspoon and people who are just followed by him, by his pocket and other things. So I want to commend you and your comrades, your colleagues, whatever. But then this is the point. My attention has been drawn to the current leadership or the incoming leadership. Balance of power is the talk. Balance of power is most interested. Balance of power is what the Liberian people need to get a good and perfect country. President Weah did perform his side by giving the people hope to get peace and live for their children to come. So other people who will say they are they're feeling bad is because they didn't went there for the Liberian people interest. They only went there for their family and themselves. President Weah did accept that he lost the election. You senators, directors, ministers who are playing double standard games, on the other side, will achieve your goal. But get in mind that when the desperate opposition comes to power, they are not leaving anybody in any of the sweeper position. So,
They're carrying everybody with that.
people like Abotier, people like other people in the president office that we heard, it was one reason for which he was giving the advice that if you do this, if you force this, it will cause chaos in this country.
Okay.
A Webster advises him not to do bad things. And I believe he listened to her, and that's a rightful role of a good woman. So the speakership I prefer Fanatic Cover.
All right. Thank you so much.
Myself don't know him, but I have listened to some of his speeches. I have read some newspaper about him, and I know so the level of advocacy of the voiceless people in the country. So for me, I prefer Fanatic Cover being a speaker, and other people who just take and say, "Oh, I think Yobeka will be the next Senate president, and the other person will be the other candidate." You are not the one that own that be real. You should stop sharing position. We only subject position that would stop sharing position.
I know, right? Oh my goodness.
I mean, first you claim rescue mother, then you say you are rescue mother granted. You take it, you rescue mother, but you have to stop saying your uncle like your 40 music and your own opinion for the Christmas. It's not supposed to be so.
Oh my goodness. All right. Thank you so much, my man.
Yes.
Yeah. You start sharing position.
I see what Mr. So was behind that call. Since then, he wanted that call to come in.
No, not that. I mean, he was calling WhatsApp or people on the line, so I couldn't just put. I mean, he.
No, I said it was important. I like his position.
Yeah, I mean, people. There are folks. Somebody in Liberia awake at this time listening. It's important. Whether we agree or disagree with them, to hear their position. Okay, let's. We'll soon be wrapping up here. Marley John.
Yes, sir. For what?
Who is running? Who is running ahead of the liberal? Start interruption. Mr. Jones is about to speak. Please. Thank you very much. Mr. Jones, who is running ahead of your shadow here? Let me get it right here. Will soon be.
As a moderator, I want to use my time to the liberal.
And you would think you're going to
let me tell you now, publicly, if you yield to the liberal, you will break rank. I'm telling you right now.
So no. That would not be good for us. The two independent break rank, no.
You see what happened? You see what happened to my background yesterday? It's still vibrating in my brain. But anyway, on a serious note, I like the last caller statement. It's not time to share positions. But what I want to say here that people keep talking about balance of power. Practically, it's good. But I don't know what are the horse rules. I don't know what the horse rules say about that. I really don't know. So I can't speak in that direction. But what I know is that it's time for serious lobbying to capture any position from that place there. They all can even come from one country. I'm sure of that. But whether the horse rule addresses the issue of balance of power, according to my brother who just left, what they already positioned the team, rescue Mariah carrying her share, all the kind of thing. I really don't know about that. And the next thing I want to say here is that is the issue of this discussion is very healthy, but the discussion cannot be sustainable in the absence of stability in Liberia. Domestic violence can scare away investors. Now it can even scare away laborers who preparing to go to Toll Town to go inspect a labor project. You start thinking twice. Okay, so we should not consider it as something normal. It's not normal. Now I've been told that somewhere in Kerry Street there, that was in Helen Johnson's at the time. It's a no-ghost era. You don't go there at certain time in the night. These things are not normal. So the government need to look into these things. And finally, I think the rescue team need to come in to help some of the seditions who actually there was no future plan for them the last 6 years. It's like they're all scattered now. There's a program the rescue need to put in place to help with these people. To be frank with you, it's a serious business.
No, but if you say seditions, I mean, the entire country needs help. Everybody.
No. When I say sedition, these are people. No. These are people. These are young people that were giving. These are people. I come in a moderator. These were people who were giving special privileges. These were people were giving a message of hope. Probably they were going to be in power until Jesus returned. So it's disappointing. You see the thing that Akara Gray is doing. Jefferson Kochi, all these statements they're making. They're not making it because they want to make it. They're making it because they are disappointed. All right? So they need help. They really need some psychological help from the rescue team.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, the Liberal.
Thank you. As I was saying before you decided
your guy, you always advise, you say he's not going to be working in the ambassador to government. They don't want position to Major Koji. Does it matter? Does it matter?
Yes, I will speak to that. But let me speak.
Yes, it matters. Go ahead, Liberal.
Let me speak to the issue of Mr. Witherspoon first. In that Witherspoon, if he had not had the issues of his own personal problem, then I would worry. But the fact that he has this issue hanging over his head, by the time that stuff is cleared out,
which issue?
Excuse me?
Which issue is that?
Mr. So, I'm not going to go through with you on that one. By the time that
listen, we're not in a society bush here. We're not willing to unveil something.
The man is in court for fraud issue. You don't know that issue?
I mean, we talk about people. People got to talk about us. So if he's not prepared to speak out something,
so I respect people's personal feeling and I respect people's personal space.
Then why are you bringing it up on the show now?
Well, you guys brought it up. I didn't bring it up. I'm discussing it just like you are. So let me finish. But I know how I will catch two of you. I know. Because two of you will appear on my show and I will block both of you immediately. But you will see. But let me just say this. No, on a very serious note, as I was saying, so by the time his personal issues subside, then at that time, Ambassador Baka and the rest of the Unity Party hopefully will find their footing. So there will be no room for any of us, Pondeg or what have you, to try to penetrate. So what is happening with Witherspoon and Amara Conan and what have you, some of us notice these things. But the thing here is, like I stated, by the time
You don't want to talk about it, correct?
We talk about it. You're talking about it now.
I
So
mean,
by the time his personal issues over, I think we will have had the opportunity to actually have a lot of issue closed and ready to rule. Right now, everything is still scattered. That's okay. That's the nature of the beast. Now let me go on to those sedition that are highly upset about this result of the election. If I was in Ambassador Baka's shoes, which I'm not, and I don't pretend to be, what I would have done was to have two speeches. One is directly ask President Weah, even if it's behind closed door, ask President Weah to organize or to bring most of the party hierarchy, sedition party hierarchy, and go and approach them, explain to them, this is the election. And some of them are quite aware. They call themselves the warrior during the 2017 election. They said some stuff, they did some stuff that if you ask them to do it again, they won't do it. So Ambassador Baka, one-on-one with those people to let them know not to give into anything, but to explain to them that they too are Liberians. And because of that status, that they should accept whatever it is that the people have spoken. Let's move on. Have that conversation with them. With only with the intervention of the president as being the conduit between you and them. And then once that is done, he will also have a public announcement, so to speak to the Liberian people, to continue to press.
I don't get it.
No.
Mr. So, you will never get it because you're not a liberal.
Marcel, I get it.
Your mindset.
You are wasting our time. Ambassador Boyka should put aside country obligations, start having
Marcel, I get it. Marcel, I get it.
Yeah, will not get it because both of you are on different planet. I'm speaking from a liberal.
Terry is feeling uncomfortable with what you are doing right
Even
now.
Terry, even your man Terry, he get it.
When you guys stop interrupting when you were talking, I don't say anything. But anyway, manage, Mr. So gave you the privilege to disturb and say whatever you want to say here. I got a recording and I will play that on my show tomorrow. How Mr. So operate. I will play that particular clip where he's giving another panelist on this show to interrupt anytime he wants. He has the privilege because he was running the show. And I'll play that tomorrow. But anyhow, that's besides the point. That's besides the point. So the point that I'm making, if Ambassador Baka is successful to engage, it will be easy. What's the point of you want to run the government? And not to please the people, but to make them to understand that this is a serious business you're running. This is not children play. They can have a demonstration and make themselves uncomfortable. I'm speaking about the future. Because CDC with this kinds of behavior will not survive. And these same people, they are Liberians. If do you expect Liberians to sit back and let the like of Jefferson Kochi to end up like what's his name, the former police justice minister Jenkins Scott, to be broken and heartbroken in the street of Monrovia? Those are the things that I'm speaking about. If you engage the like of Jefferson Kochi and even they are great and what have you, they're upset with the result of the election.
Engage in what context?
Make them to understand that they too are Liberian. Now remember now, these are not ordinary Liberians. Jefferson Kochi is currently mayor of the city of Monrovia. Akara Gray, currently representative in the Liberian legislature. So these are not just your ordinary people. No. They are part of the government.
Okay.
So they must be addressed from that perspective. As a liberal, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Mr. So, good night.
All right. Goodbye.
Well, are you Mr. So now, Mali?
I don't know who even brought you here tonight. Terry, look, I
Yes,
don't
sir.
understand where this guy going.
I'm telling you.
He wants the president-elect, when he takes office, to start going door to door to talk to. Look,
You see,
government,
that's not what I said. That's not what I.
That's what he's saying, because it's time consuming when he should be focusing on his cabinet appointment to run the country, to conduct the affairs of the country, be making some decisions, to look at the priorities of the country. But he want him to babysit grown-up men, Karas Gray, who being a lawmaker for I don't know from what year, to tell him he knows that he lost the election. It is what it is. His president is considered. People got to learn, and they must take responsibility. That whatever they're saying, I mean, they can say it, so but I don't think that's why. Good that you're not even closer to the ambassador to advise it. Since you only talk for him here, they not know you and you not know them, but you admire them. So you are speaking out of admiration. Terry, let me just bring you in here. This guy.
I gotta leave you. I gotta leave you guys.
Yeah, we are about to go to. Let's Terry.
Yeah. So I think that you just said it all, Mr. So these guys are not babies. This is a democratic process. The CDC have been mature now. They have been given power for 6 years. They understand the rudiments of government. The ambassador addressed all the issues that the Labour just said in his last speech. I think the ambassador said this is not a blue or green, Liberia. This is Liberia. We are one. It's over. Let's come together and make it work. The CDC standard bearer, which is President, we have said to them, hey, we lost. He called them in a church. He advised them that is his rule. That is where it's supposed to be. So it's clear, Mr. Labor. Nothing else. They just have to live with the hurt. But the aspect of Akaras Gray coming on the street, as he claimed on inauguration day, that I think would be undermining the very peace and stability of President Weah. That would not be undermining or Ambassador Boyka. It would be undermining the statements of President Weah, because there will be international delegates going over there that will be representing, from all over the world to see the peaceful transition of power. This is not a time to go protest. So if Akaras Gray is saying you're going to protest me, he said don't understand what it means by government. And he been in the house for all those years. He don't understand what government looks like. Because you can't go and protest on the very day that your president will be transferring power over to the president-elect. Then you say you're going to protest for war crime code.
It's not that he wants to return 2029, and you claim to be that's your leader. What sense does that make?
It does not make sense. It means that you are undermining President Weah's statement. So I think Akaras was just joking. He might likely protest maybe a month after, maybe 2 months after, which will be precise, that, we want war crime code, blah, blah, blah. But you can't say you're going to protest on inauguration day, because that is the day that your president is going to confirm all of the peace negotiation and the statements he has been making politically. But to just conclude, Mr. So, it was an excellent show, but Ambassador Boyka needs to secure the speaker position. Otherwise, if it goes the other way around, in the hands of Fanati Kofa or Musa Belete and the likes of Thomas Fala, I foresee that they're going to make Ambassador Boyka government to present itself as a corrupt government, because what they're going to do is that they're going to make it difficult for bills to pass, so Ambassador Boyka can send envelopes around in the House regularly. And once those envelopes are going for him to pressurize lawmakers to implement his agenda, it will print the administration as being corrupt. So the best thing to save yourself all those things that you're going to do is to fight to secure the speakership position, so that you cannot go through that crisis of sending brown envelope to get your stuff, your agenda.
And to even add to that, they will use the brown envelope as an evidence.
Right. That's my point.
Joseph Boyka is corrupt. Yeah, the evidence, yeah, the money, yeah.
Something very quickly. Yeke Koluba, I predict, will support the speakership of Fanati Kofa.
No, he said Musa Belete. Yeke Koluba said he support Musa Belete. Go ahead, Pish. That's what he said.
And moderator, finally, I just want to say this: that
there was people will start getting at him for expressing his his own democratic principle. He has people, and that's where things going to fall apart. Go ahead quickly. You say you want to go.
Yes. So finally, I just want to say here is that some of the frustration of some sedition is that they have never experienced law and order under Joe we are. They don't know what is law and order. It's looking at they just coming to term with it now, but they don't know what is law and order. And I'm sure Joseph Barker is going to be the law and order minister, the law and order president. So all we need here, going to speak to them, this and that, it will be in a reconciliation speech. But we need law and order in our country there to put some people in line.
So what we're going to do, Male,
yes,
what we'll do, we'll try to order a few bullhorns and give it to a liberal, let him go as ambassador to go on that. Are you serious? Kind of more go from there. Okay, let me go to my line. Male, if you want to leave that farm, we are also running. Let me there are a few people on the phone line here.
Liberal. Don't tag me tomorrow, please.
Okay, thank you so much. 302, go ahead. Make your final point. We are already out of time. We are so sorry. Go ahead. 302-9037.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. So thanks for the accommodation. Let me say thanks to your co-panelists for the discussion. Two things that I want to really contribute to. First, I want to begin with the speakership in a position at the national legislature. The two top candidates. Anyone who occupies the position of Speaker of the National Legislature is the third in command. After the President, the Vice President, the Speaker, you go to the Chief Justice, then before you talk about Senate Pro Tem. So that's a very powerful position. That is why anyone who occupies that position should have unblemished character. Such person should not be somebody that will say, oh, a man got a dent in his character. So let me look at the two candidates. Fonati Kofa. Fonati Kofa is unqualified to become Speaker of the National Legislature.
Is he qualified? Is he qualified to be the Deputy Speaker?
He's unqualified. He's unqualified.
But he qualified to be Deputy Speaker? He qualified to be Deputy Speaker?
So that's why I'm saying, Mr. So, our society, the way we do things, sometimes it can be so weird. And any intelligent person can wonder whether our people are thinking right. How do you look at someone who is a convicted felon and you elect the man in the House of Representatives? How do you elect somebody that...
But the man served his time.
Tell them Bill Tovey, and all these guys who have sting characters, and you put them...
I don't have a problem with that one. The man served his time.
Wonder what is happening with Liberia. Now, let's come to Fonati Kofa.
People can change.
Mr. Kofa is unqualified because he is a criminal. He served jail term abroad for criminality. He cannot practice law in the United States. A felon cannot go to the U.S. Congress. So this guy becomes Speaker of the National Legislature. Will he come to the U.S. Congress? What representation will he make on behalf? Don't forget that America and Liberia have a long-standing relationship. Now let's look at the other gentleman, Musa Belete. Belete is a criminal. Belete, as I speak to you, is serving a 10 years FIFA ban from not witnessing or participating in any game organized by FIFA.
He's not going to do any game. He's going in the house.
So. No, but you see, Mr. So the point I'm making here is that I said earlier, anyone who is Speaker, the image of that person reflects Liberia. You don't want somebody with a total character as a Speaker. So Mr. Belete, in terms of legality, in terms of morality, Mr. Belete is unqualified. Mr. Belete is a criminal. As I speak to you, Mr. Belete I shouldn't even use the word oh. He stole from the people of Liberia the raw funds, $6 million.
Well,
These are taxes that were imposed by the very legislature that Mr. Berete is in now,
so
that they will use that money for road development in Liberia.
This is my problem. All of these things here, if they are true, we're hearing them being going on, and yet and still, and that's the same thing. Liberia, it is a country, different country on planet Earth. You're not a criminal, or you hang with a criminal, and you get people where they're supposed to be, and people celebrate you. So it is what it is. So let's leave it there.
Can you ask him? Can you ask the guys about Prince Johnson? What do you think about Prince Johnson?
Look, the man is going off tangent. Let's focus. I saw earlier that Liberia is indeed a weird society. Prince Johnson should not be in the Senate. Musa Berete should not be in the House of Representatives. Funati Kofa should not be in the House of Representatives. All the guys who have character problems should not be in there. But they manipulate the political system and they get elected. Now let me tell you.
You know what? This whole thing here, we are out of time. We're gonna find time, and that was sometimes when I talk, people don't like it. The liberal will bang your head down. I don't care. You have a candidate. He's a president, and that's good. But someone who was also convicted, indicted, not just indicted, convicted by this federal government, and was still even carrying out network, was still pushing it. It's just the same. We are in the business of protecting our own alligators. If it is not in our interest, then that person is a Santa Claus. But when it's in our interest, then we give all of the $1 million excuses to say, oh, this is fun. Well, hopefully, and this is where we need to change, because we can't be correct on one side and say the other side, yeah, okay, we want to do it. It's unfortunate. These people, there should be a proper case. You have been prosecuted about from these people, from avoiding them from going to these places they are going. But we pull hands so, we pull force so, and you say, like you're now a thief. But all your people you hang out with, they are they are so thieves and high men. So how sure are you that over there you can't smoke your weed, and then you go drink Listerine and say nothing your mouth. Guys, let's leave it there. But
so let me wrap it on the situation with the former representative Akawas Gray. Mr. So, besides being a journalist, I'm a clinical social worker. And part of my job, I do behavior modification. So in behavior modification, yes. I just want to provide some education here. One of your panelists said the president-elect and Mr. Weah should convene a meeting with Akawas Gray and the others. You don't want to stoop to that level. No. You don't want to put Akawas Gray and the others on a pedestal that they don't deserve. That's what we call reinforcement of negative behavior. It's like you have your 6-year-old, he wants to go to the park to play, and you tell him, say the weather is not good, and he comes, he starts flipping television over in the house, then so yeah, you're carrying to the park. When you do that on a consistent basis, what that labor will learn is that whenever he wants something you don't agree, he will do the wrong thing, and you will get in. So I'm saying that Akawas Gray, Jefferson Koji, and all these people, they are not beyond the laws of Liberia. Liberia is a country of laws.
Okay.
If the people are going to have such an important event, and you have a quote-unquote former lawmaker,
join us here on Friday. Join us here on Friday.
To say he's going to jump in the street, Liberia is a society of law and order. Between the people who allow a non-entity like Akawas Gray to run the event, it's not possible.
Okay, thank you so much.
The tantrums. Yeah.
The Metro is trying to throw tantrum. Let him find a lollipop and give it to him. He will be fine. You know, it is what it is.
That's it.
Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Let's get Keto and the other number. Keto, make your closing statement. We want to go.
Yeah, thank you. I just laugh at this guy who just left the line. Yo, so So I don't know why he bring his social work, his skill into this. This is politics. This is democracy. That's what people do in democracy. People demonstrate. People come out and carry on protest, civil they call it civil disobedience or whatever, but protest is part of democracy. It's a way people express their grievances. Their voices should be heard. So they can result in going to the bush to commit atrocity. So I don't think it's wrong. I don't think that President government can ever arrest anybody for protest. They have never done in the past 6 years. They will not do in this new administration. That will be a recipe for disaster. And you know, like you said, brother, so when people come on this platform and hold certain group of people with certain standard and not holding another group with the same standard, I find it to be hypocrisy. And I find it to be the worst deception ever in our society. And everybody want to choose their own horse to ride on. Now, even if the horse is bad, they're going to ride on it anyway. Now, you talking about a Joseph Blacker, a man who knows that Stanton Witherspoon is a convicted criminal in the United States. But Stanton Witherspoon was sponsoring him throughout his campaign and even before his campaign. He never one day and detached himself from Stanton Witherspoon. Up to now, Stanton Witherspoon is still giving this man his moral support, maybe even financial support, who knows? And then you want to come here and question other people's credibility or integrity. No, we got to be realistic. You gotta be realistic. Let me tell you, when Prince Joseph gave support to President Weah, I went on my podcast, I said anybody who calls the lives of Liberian people during our civil war should not even have 1 inch of public acceptance in our society when it comes to public jobs and all that stuff. It was wrong. It was wrong then, it's still wrong now. I said it, and I'm still saying it. I don't care who you are. You understand? We should set our country to the place where it should be royal. These people that kill us, hurt our feelings, made us to be homeless, made us to be fatherless and motherless.
Okay.
You understand? Or
Thank
your
you
children.
so
That's a whole different topic we can talk about on this platform. But let's go back to our conversation here. When you listen to King promoting the kind of info, promoting what he promotes best, he does best. It shows you the immature nature of this new leadership. All right? I said it on the platform for Heron Coast Park, and some people got mad at me. I said he was a kid, and they got mad at me, and they saw it. You cannot be doing this thing. Then man, people the Lord and gospel and their party now. So you can say anything at any time, and he gets away with it because he was the brain, he was the money backer, and all that kind of stuff. And it's wrong. You should be cutting people off and bringing them to shame. Let them do the right thing for our nation. Our nation deserves better.
thank you so much, Gato.
Thank you.
All right. So is somebody still on the phone? Okay. Okay, guys. I think we have done.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Lebra, you got something to still you don't, right?
I'm having a show tomorrow.
The blind dragon revented them. So what? You pay there? Papi can forget you and then you want pay there?
I can't believe you will stay on this platform, a CEO of this wonderful platform, and you boldly to Malice that he has the right to speak over us anytime, anyhow, and even try to interrupt.
I said his civil liberties will be protected. Unlike you don't allow people to talk. You sanction voices.
You know what I will do? I will take that clip and play it tomorrow on the show.
You know what he's supposed to be doing now? He's supposed to be focusing on the good policy of Ambassador Baker. That's what matters. The people don't care
No. Flantikova first. Ambassador Baker is already elected. Flantikova next. And this is what I'm going to do. I don't want you to be surprised. I'm going to invite all the Flantikova friends to come and contribute.
To go against Ambassador Baker that you supported?
I'm not going against Ambassador Baker. In fact, I think I would suggest that Ambassador Barker, deep inside of him, want Flanty Kofa to leave. Because if you have Musa ability in there, you can forget it. Flanty Kofa will understand.
I think coming back here again. Guys, we over for the night. Right?
Yeah. So,
Okay. Thank you. Good night.
So
yeah, go ahead, Terry. What's your message?
yeah. So it's just starting. Keep talking about this balance of power and all the kind of thing. He's now realizing that President we have made a mistake in the House by having all those people there, and he was talking something about the unity party should not be like that and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, in any government, you need people to work with you in order to pull forward your vision. You don't need obstacles. And to be honest with you, in as much as I do not favor Fanatic Kofa, but if it does flip around wherein Ambassador Barker is not able to secure a unity party or speakership in the House, I would prefer Fanatic Kofa over Musa Belete, because Fanatic Kofa, to be honest with you, in as much as he has some bad records and all that, I don't know anybody in Liberia that don't have bad record when it comes to politics. I don't know anybody, because the Ellen Johnson said that we praise him, she the one brought the war. So all those people, I don't know, all our politicians there, you can't show me one successful political leader in Liberia that don't have
responsibility over 2 million from Noka and Ibrahim. Right. They got 5 million. She didn't pay fast, and she need to. I think she's supposed to be the 5% they're supposed to go for.
Right. President, we are the one we trusted that we said, okay, you know what, the guy, even though we don't want him, but he clean, he ain't get nothing on him. He came there now, he just bring all his men and they just taking the money and all that. So everybody has some kind of thing on them, Mr. So if for nothing in my understanding,
how can they even prove this here? I'm very interested to see how they're going to do it.
I will want to raise an argument. I want for us to raise an argument on the show on another day concerning this particular topic, because in my opinion, the Labour raised that yesterday, but they did not hang on it for long. Because to be honest with you, I see President, we are, even the whole auditing they're talking, I see President, we are working scot-free.
Of course.
Because nobody will be able to hold him down on anything. The person that I see will really be indicted.
How can they hold even people saying they do this? Suppose they take their money, rock here, to carry places as Singapore and all of the and do their deposit. Where are you going to and say they take money from the bank? What are you going to do? Well, I mean, because our argument, the interpretation of ordinary people out there is quite different when it goes before the law. There's not going to be a circumstantial thing here. Oh no, the man pay man this and that.
But you saw how Judy Bryant walked out. All the accusations they raised against Judy Bryant that he embezzled hundreds of millions of dollars, and Judy Bryant walked out. Judy Bryant was vindicated. The only reason why Judy Bryant went to jail was because he was held in contempt of court. He refused to go to the court. That's the reason why
they are sack of money and carry the foreign bank with that call eating the in Liberia, eating the money, then you say Liberia, you're wasting your time.
So that's it, man. Yeah, it was a good show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm waiting to see how some of the faces of the ambassadors' appointments after inaugurations and some of the inserting. There are a lot of things.
You're looking at one of the faces.
There are a lot of conversation, but we know this network is not a network where just you get and break things. There are a lot of things going on we're hearing, but until those information can be validated, before we can say, but too much.
But you can just say a little bit. There are only three of us.
So you can't be hiding the information. You all saying we should talk everything now.
Oh no, when you see it like that, when you see it like that, then I'm trying to make sure I'm not a something too. I'm not going to.
No, but what I'm saying is, there's only three of us here. Just go ahead and tell us. Nobody's listening.
It's not about okay, like he's talking to a little child. Probably go to bed, man.
But he borrowed that thing for you.
Yeah, when you and Small Jury doing something, ain't just say that. You just told me that when me and Small Jury doing.
No, honestly, there are a lot of intense conversation. in the not establishment, the incoming administration. I mean, we're seeing it. We're seeing the sounds and symptoms on the social media. This appointment thing, because people see it like obligations, or almost like a what a coalition. I make you to win. So there seems to be like some entitlement, which of course is real, is happening, and that's something the ambassador has to be very calculative. Folks around him, they try to shop people. Why would Senator Nyombi Kanga say she wants to go rest? Is that time to rest? No. Let's be real. Is that time to rest, Terry? This woman she's been out there. What she wanted potentially arrives. What you need now is implementation to make it comes to, to light and say, I am going to rest.
But you really think
All of the
she's going to
politicians
rest, or she going to lobby, hustle, and international partners and all that?
Well, when she says she's going to rest until she can clarify that. But what we are saying, why is she not being? These were people that were by the right hand side of the ambassador. Why are they not visible right now? So other people now trying to take ownership, and certain people being shopped already. Not that because.
But you listen to Darius Dillon. Darius Dillon said it openly that he support Yombly for the Senate pro tem. So
of course, that Darren's strong ally, and this is where, like I said, the president is all people needs political reward. When somebody stand up for you and give it to you, you get it already. There's nothing to hide. So if he can't come out to say something, because this election, I believe it will take place before the inauguration, right? The leadership, something it should happen before the inauguration.
Before the inauguration.
Yeah. So he does have a big fish, catfish to fry in that. Then I know about play. So he needs to make his position known. He needs to work the telephone now. I hope it is happening. Because
so you think that there is something going on in-house that does not look good. That is why
I gotta go. Leaving. I gotta go. See ya.
Baba, go without you. Yes, sir. You probably would have been. Few time for you already. Yeah, Terry. It's unusual. Look how people like Amara then tweet. I think certain people feel now that they are the rightful owner, and it's too soon to have this sort of conversations. It's not a good sign. I mean, all sort of crazy conversation. I'm telling you, happening. Crazy.
Yeah, people are scrambling for power, because so right now people are fighting for job, sense of entitlement.
Oluba frown or it started when he blew that alarm, and that's exactly what we are saying now. People demanding the one specific places to go. What is the rationale behind that? Yes, if you support me, so we want to know, was there any written stipulation? If you give me this, I will give you that. Or the person should use his or her, now the president should use his right judgment to make this appointment. But if they're coming back, so now they're going to pull United Party on edge, because remember, these people that just formed this sort of overnight alliance with the purpose of winning the establishment. Now he is on an obligation now too to see whether he can keep his commitment. Remember things that happen with the Uris and Costa and all of that kind of stuff. So that political pressure is on him, because remember, these people met with the president. Some of these people made this demand with CDC and it didn't go well. They came on the side. Okay, that concession, it works too, because this is something the Liberian people demanded. However, there must be something in return. Commensurate, probably what they want, or something that commensurate with something that is supposed to get in return. You think the people eating Apiton, the other people end up for nothing? Of course not.
Yeah, so, but obviously,
and he needs to keep that, and that's what he need to do, because they are not United Parties in. So any attempt to kind of like derail that trend right now, then it also put the future of United Party, not now, they get a presidency. But you don't know what 2029 we're talking in not too far. That will also then you're going to play in. So the challenge is huge. But I think they need to give the old man chance instead of them kind of like you're doing. People like Akara Gray, you abandoned your people. So why you want to gain relevance right now? The space in your own district where the nation has institutions and you are acting like a Goliath. Don't you think that you were alienating voters, making voters to run away? So what it
But
don't
if the people could vote, if the people could vote for President Weah and don't vote for him, that alone send you because
and
the people in his district voted President Weah and did not vote him.
exactly, and that's what happened. That sort of transgression vote. It happened.
Yeah.
Many people, some people voted senator, they not vote their president, and all of that. And I think the president did He did good work because I think he got to realize maybe he thought there was going to be a change, but he saw the high level of hypocrisy. People, and they were all after money. So you're like, you know what? Let all go and let's see who be who. So now they are crying a little chihuahua. Terry, thank you so much. We'll be back here Friday.
Thank you very much.
I'm breaking the Kishan going to be here, and then I'm going to have you on Friday. From there, the analyst going to be here. Guys, we want to thank you so much for your time this evening. Hopefully, we're going to be back here on Friday for more conversations, watching the politics and all of the things that are unfolding in Liberia. Until then, have a pleasant evening. Be good. If you are in the East Coast or anywhere where the winter now, the weather is getting crazy, please be yourself. Thank you so much, and I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye.